Hello everybody, hello and welcome back. It's been a while since I made a video. I'm trying to think when my last video was. I can't remember. I'm getting old. Anyway, I'm happy to be back and I hope you'll enjoy this video. And why I'm doing this video is because if you remember late last month, I did a video in tribute of George Harrison's birthday, and I picked out some of my personal favorite George Harrison albums that I love to listen to. And I said, let me show the folks, some of the George albums that I love. Well, I decided, you know what, I don't have enough videos about Ringo out there. Yes, I've reviewed some of his albums, his past couple I've done dedicated reviews to, but just to do a nice little video for Ringo and talk about him a little bit, because sometimes his albums and his music gets put, in the back burner a lot, and we tend to listen to a lot of Beatles, a lot of Paul, George, and John, and Ringo, he's kind of left out in the cold, so to speak, sometimes. Well, I want to rectify that with this video, and I want to show you some of my personal favorite Ringo Starr albums. It's not a ranking. I'm not doing them in any particular order chronologically or anything like that. I'm just going to show you some albums that I truly enjoy, that I love throwing on the old turntable or into the CD player every once in a while, and just get into it. Just love it. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you is my all-time favorite Ringo Starr compilation. And folks, if you can get this, get it. Right here. It's called Ringo Starr Greatest Hits. I believe it's only on CD. I'll hold it up there for a minute for you. 2 CD package. Folks, you get like 45 songs. You can't beat it. I'll see if I can do this. You might be able to get some of that. That's the back, okay. Inside opens up like this. And as you open the fold, there's the 2 CDs right here. Just a beautiful, beautiful set, a Ringo set that goes all the way up to his and including Postcards from Paradise. So you get all his early material right up through Postcards from Paradise. All formats, all record labels, I should say, on this 2 CD set. See if you can find it. I think you have to order it through either like Amazon, or you might be able to search one of the other sites where you get your music, like Discogs or something like that. It's not readily available in the stores. I'm not even sure if it's totally legit. It might be. It's got the Apple logo on it, Capitol, Universal Music Company, and all this stuff. You can see down in here. See that? But I'm not sure how legit this thing is. And someone recommended it to me, and then I'm recommending it now to you. That's my favorite Ringo compilation. You can't beat it. All right, I'm going to stick with a couple of CDs first because, to be honest, I don't have the vinyl. I love this album by Ringo. Ringo-Rama. I love this album, folks. There's the back right here. Just a great, great, fine album from Ringo. He did a fabulous job on it. It's just a wonderful album. I could go all day on it. Missouri Loves Company I enjoy. Instant Amnesia is good. Memphis in Your Mind. Never Without You, which was a tribute to George Harrison. Imagine Me There is great. There's a lot of great stuff on this album, and I highly, highly recommend it to you. One of my favorite Ringo albums. I don't have the vinyl. I know some of you out there do. I hope someday to get the vinyl. So, love this album as well. Not quite as much as Ringo-Rama, but this is right up there. I've always loved Vertical Man. It's always sat very well with me. I think it's a fine album and one of my favorite Ringo albums of all time. Again, great song. Some of my favorites on here are One, What in the World. I like Minefield. I like King of Broken Hearts, which George plays guitar on. Don't really care for the Love Me Do remake. This I Was Walking's pretty good. La-Di-Da's good. Without Understanding. I mean, it's just a good album. That's another one of my favorites for Ringo. Now, this one I can't show without showing the CD as well. I like Give More Love. I really do. I like this album. And here's the back. I do enjoy it, but what really brought it up to make this little list today is the fact that the CD has 4 extra cuts on it. The album by itself, the vinyl, great to have. I enjoy it. But this right here, with those 4 extra songs there, see them? Okay, you get Don't Pass Me By, Back Off Boogaloo, You Can't Fight Lightning, and Photograph. And they're done, some of them are done in a countrified style, a style that suits Ringo very well, and I enjoy them. So with the complete 10-song album, and then with those 4 extra bonus tracks, really puts this one over the top for me. But I do enjoy having the vinyl as well. Well, what can you say? Need I say more about this one? Everybody loves the Ringo album from 1973, and it's certainly going to be on my list of favorite Ringo albums. I don't even have to go through the songs with you. You know that George, Paul, and John all play on this, along with Billy Preston and Nicky Hopkins and so many other well-known people. It's a fabulous album, and probably my number 2 Ringo album of all time. Oh, a quick compilation I want to also show you is this one. Not a official like Ringo album per se, but I always enjoyed this album when it came back out in the 70s, back in the 70s, and it's just blast in the past. It's just always been great. Love it. I like this Ringo album. Yes, there's some clunkers on it, I know, but there's a lot of songs on here I truly enjoy and get into. I like Who Needs a Heart. I like Lipstick Traces, Heart on My Sleeve. It's just a fine little album. Is it one of his top best? No, and I know some people look down upon this album, but I'm going to include it in my category of favorite Ringo albums. Okay. I really enjoy this album. One of my favorite Ringo albums. I love the style of it. I love Ringo getting into that country mode. I think it suits him very well. And I just think this is a fine album. I know some people, it's not your taste. You don't enjoy it. But then I know there's rabid fans like me of this album out there. So for you, I'm with you. I love this album. Buku's of Blues. It's great. Okay. Well, let's go to this one. Ringo's most recent, and what's the word out there is that it may be his last studio album, complete studio album. But I love What's My Name. Ringo, you knocked it out of the park with this one, buddy. This is a great, great album. It's fabulous. Just very modern sounding. It rocks. Great album. Great, great album. One of my favorites. I have to include this one. I've always loved Goodnight Vienna. I just think it's a fine album. It was a nice, is it as good as the Ringo 73 album? No, but I think it was a worthy follow-up. There's great material on here. It's just an outstanding album. He did a great job on this one, again with some special guests and some help. Outstanding. And last but not least, and you know this from a recent video I did talking about favorite Beatles albums, this is my favorite Ringo album of all time. And I think it always will be. The Ringo 73 is just right, almost catching up to it. But I love Time Takes Time. I always will. I saw this tour. I met Ringo on this tour. And if you're saying, if you don't know that, and you go, Matt, you met Ringo? Yes, I met Ringo back in 1992 on the Time Takes Time tour. And if you want to learn about that, well, maybe I'll put the link to that video here with this one. How's that? So go below. And if I think of it, I'll put the link to that video if you want to see my story. It's about a 20-minute long story, but I think you'll enjoy it, of how I met Ringo on this tour. And it's a memory I'll have and cherish for the rest of my life. And I'll always be appreciative to Ringo, how outstanding and how gregarious he was to me and my son when he met us. And I'll let you see the rest of the story in that video if you haven't seen it already. But I love Time Takes Time. I always will. There's not a bad song on here for me. I love every one of them, and I highly recommend this one on your list if you haven't gotten into it yet. Okay, that's it, folks. I just want to give a little love to Mr. Ringo Starr, and sorry, buddy, I just stepped on Buddy's foot. Oh well. Okay. Anyway, thanks so much for being here. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this little trip down memory lane with some good, outstanding, fabulous Ringo albums, and I hope to see you all again soon. Bless you, and take care. Bye-bye.